All right, welcome back, you guys. Welcome back to Locked In to Win podcast. And we are
Number
here.
2, huh? We're really doing this.
We're doing this.
Like I said, I had no idea we were doing it, but we're doing it now.
That's right. That's it. We're in it to win it.
Yeah.
Now, that's it.
What do I say all the time? You can't have one foot in, one foot out, right?
That's right. All the way locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about your shift from. First of all, last time we were talking about how you were sober 800 days. Congratulations again. So that's 800 plus days. And going from that to your own physical transformation. And then from there, at what point did you decide, you know what? I have enough under my belt. I've succeeded in my own transformation. And now I want to help other people do the same. Help people get sober, help people change their lives, help people transform, get fit, stay healthy, and better all the way around.
Well, this goes back to when I joined Guerrero Fitness. As a lot of you know or follow me, you guys know my story. You guys know I got into that bar fight. I got stabbed 8 times. And then came home to Rigo with 21 staples in my body, and that's when I told myself, like I gotta stop. So but we'll save that for another podcast. So I got into the Guerrero Fitness program to keep my mind busy, to keep my mind off of the drinking. Just, I always was into fitness. I always felt before, I joined his program, when I was exercising, it kept me focused. When you're doing healthy things, you want to stay healthy.
Right.
And I didn't know all this at that time, but I felt it in my body when I would be drinking too much and it wasn't, aligning with me exercising. So I stayed away from it when I would exercise. But
So there was no phase where you were actually like starting to work out in your drinking, like you just would either drink all the time or stop for a little bit and then work out all the time. It was never like, I'm gonna drink the night before and then go work out and kind of like, does that make sense? Like kind of blend. It was either one or the other.
It was either one or the other. Little by little, I would find that out as I went along, on my own, figuring things out, just how my body felt, and I would go off of what my body felt. If I was exercising and I was laser focused on that, I'd stay away from drinking. But so when I got into Guerrero Fitness, when I got into his program, like I said before, I killed my transformation like in 6-7 months, and that's when he had suggested, why don't you try becoming a coach? You ever consider that? And I never did. When I got into the program, I just, like I said, I got into it to stay busy, and he pushed me, and didn't have like a gun to my head or anything. He just kind of, like with everything that I accomplished in his program and how quick I did and the know-how that I already had coming into the program, it just made a lot of sense what he was talking about. And
He saw your potential.
Yeah, and he I did. I had I hesitated. I didn't think that I can pull that off, and he flipped that for me. He flipped that way of thinking.
That's right.
His one of his things is uh, you know the limited beliefs that he turns that around for people. He not makes them, but he shows them how to believe in themselves.
That's
And
right.
that's what he did with me.
So it's about, really, because it starts with you. Yeah.
And no, I'm not gonna lie. Everything about it was very nerve wracking to me. The whole talking on the camera, the whole, dealing, with just the thought of dealing with clients and that.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's different. There's different personalities.
That's
and,
true.
I'm thinking the whole time, like, how am I gonna react to all this? And failing. Fear of
failure.
Fear of failure. Yeah, you come out and you're saying, I'm a coach now, but now you got to pull it off. You can't just.
There's a thing that that's really common among coaches, and I hear this a lot with, as you know, I was mentored by JWX, Justin Wenzel, and the whole team, and we used to talk about this in the coach calls, the imposter syndrome. Because even though you have the confidence and you know what you know, and you have no doubt with what you know, but then you kind of like get into the field, and then you start comparing yourself to other people or other coaches, and then you start feeling like, well, like an imposter syndrome. Not that like you're an imposter, that you're a fake, or that you aren't really legit, but it's more of like, okay, the doubt, the self-doubt, and people aren't gonna see that I am really who I am. Like that makes sense.
I think and this is very, I want to say, unsaid with a lot of people that come into this, unless you're like this unbelievably overconfident person. I feel like a lot of people that come into this do compare themselves to others.
All the time.
I did. I at first I did. I was like, I see people already doing it. They got, and this is where I kind of like already was telling myself, okay, now you're really gonna mess yourself up in the head if you start looking at other people's lifestyle and thinking, I want to be like them. I want to be at their level. That's just gonna. I felt like it was already messing me up in the head. Like right away, I caught on to it, so I stopped. And that's another thing girl would talk about with us is don't compare yourselves to others. But it's hard not to. You come into this and you want to be at
beginning.
You want to be at that level, but you can't. You got to take baby steps. And I feel like the people that don't last are the ones that are, comparing themselves constantly. Like, gotta stay in your lane.
It's true. No, it happens to everybody who is just starting out with, not even just coaching. I think with anything in any field, in any kind of profession where you have to show your skills and your experience and your knowledge and your all of that. When you get into something where you already have people who are already doing it and are very successful and doing the damn thing, then it's like, oh, okay, they aren't gonna see that. You start feeling like an imposter, like they don't see what your worth and value is. But like, it's crazy because when I was doing the training when I was locked up, I was training women, I was learning, and I was just like, my head was in the books. And I was confident then. Why? Because there was nobody else in there training. Nobody else in there was doing what I was doing. So I had no one else to compare myself to, if that makes any sense. So I was just like, I was doing it. And with no fear, no doubt, I was just doing my thing. I didn't have any of those thoughts. And then now it's like, okay, now I'm in a whole world full of coaches and everybody's doing this. And then I kind of started feeling like, am I even that good?
Yeah, you start self-doubting.
Yeah.
When you look at people that got hundreds of clients and they got these cars, they got these houses, and but you need to stop and think that they've been doing this for years. With consideration that there's some that blew up, really quick, but everybody's different, and you're supposed to be where you're at. That's the way I look at it. You're right where you need to be. You're right where you belong. Just keep pushing forward, keep moving that needle, forward, and eventually you get there. You stay working hard, and you're gonna eventually get to where you want to be.
That's right.
You can't quit. You quit, then it's like what I said the other day. Like it's like something as simple as walking to the store. If you stop, you're never gonna get there. Same thing with anything else that you do in life. You stop, you're never gonna get there. So this coaching thing, is you come out, you say you're a coach, you better keep talking that talk and walking that walk. Otherwise, you're not going to get to where you want.
That's right. And it's been definitely a learning curve. Aside from all that, Rio and I actually, we were kind of like in the same learning curve, same pace, which was, I feel like the way that we aligned. Learning how to speak on camera. Like, I never would have thought that we'd be right here on camera talking to you guys, putting this stuff out there. Yeah. I couldn't even take a selfie. And you wouldn't catch me with the selfie.
Oh, I got like 12 of them sticks. In yeah.
If I was to take a picture with somebody, I always had to be in a picture with somebody. I couldn't just I don't know what it was. And camera shy, let alone, okay, now I gotta talk to the camera. Now I gotta talk to myself with the record button going. Like, huh?
Yeah, that was a big thing with me. Like I couldn't wrap my head around it in the beginning, like the whole talking thing. Yeah. And then it's like, I don't even want to look back to those videos because it's like you don't even you're still trying to find yourself, in all that. And I go look at those videos right now and I would probably throw up in my mouth.
I feel like we should just put it up just for kicks.
Yeah, just to
just for laughs,
to give them an idea. It's nerve-wracking, man. But luckily, with Guerrero in my corner, he would tell me things like, cares how it sounds, just put it up. Just, that's how you get out of that shell, though.
It's true,
If he hadn't been there to push me, I wouldn't be right here on this mic.
I'm very grateful for my mentors too. To just put in the reps, just do it.
There you go, put in the reps.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like those reps. I didn't like any of them reps. Just like leg day, I didn't like none of them reps. Yeah.
Now you do.
Yeah, now I do. But the whole talking on camera thing. It's very difficult to get past.
It is. So just keep at it, guys. Keep at it. That's the moral of the story is you just keep going. You keep walking, right? Like you are going on your way to the store. Sorry, I feel like I'm having a bad hair day.
Somebody had mentioned something to me. It's a younger coach. So big shout out to Nick.
Nick?
Younger kid, man. He's on the Guerrero Fitness team, and he had messaged me congratulating me and you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he had mentioned that my story was one of the stories that pushed him.
You mean the way that you inspired me?
Yeah, with like my whole comeback story, and I had told him today. A lot of this stuff I'm learning as I go, and I just felt in my heart that a lot of this coaching and talking and you kind of have to venture out on your own. You can't. Yes, valid. You need a coach, okay. But a lot of I felt with my experience, in order to have found myself in this industry, a lot of this I had to do on my own, because if you're not doing all this stuff on your own, like the talking and dealing with your
nobody
clients,
else can do it for you. You've got to do the work.
Yeah, and if you're constantly asking, for assistance, okay, cool, that's good and all, but there's just some things you got to do on your own in order to find yourself. I felt, and that's what I told him today. I don't know if that makes sense.
Is he an aspiring coach?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but no, that's the exact words I told him. I go, yeah, it's good to have a coach, but you have to do a lot of these things on your own in order to find yourself. Otherwise, and the reason why I'm saying this is because of what you were saying about the whole imposter thing. You keep on going back to that person, and yes, again, valid. You need a mentor. But if you're not doing things on your own and failing on your own, I just feel like you're gonna be, that person, not you. You're gonna be doing things. How can I
know what you're saying.
It's kind of hard for me to explain. But it has to go with that imposter thing that you were talking about.
Yeah, I feel you on that. You do have to do things your way, and not your way. I'm saying, like, yes, you have the guidance of another coach or a mentor, especially if you're new and you don't really know exactly what you're doing, but you still have to do.
Okay, if you're I'm sorry to cut you off. It just dawned on me. So if you're just doing things according to that person and not doing them your way, like your style, how are you gonna find your stilo in all this? You're gonna be doing things that person's way.
Right. Just be authentic.
And you're gonna be another version of them. Like,
right.
And it's not, to me, that don't sound authentic. I hear some of these dudes that sound that they don't sound like them. And I
They're
feel
a carbon copy?
Yeah. I just you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like a lot of this stuff you got to do on your own. Make the mistakes on your own so you know what not to do. And I feel like that way, that's how you find your style.
Yeah. Very good. You know what, actually, though? Kind of shifting gears a little bit. A lot of people actually have been saying, congratulations, proud of you, just, giving us props for, how far we've made it, and I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you back to everybody that's given us love and support, and just the support. And I was telling this to somebody the other day, when they tell me, like, oh, I'm so happy for you, I'm happy that you're happy, that right there means a lot to me, because then, like, just being happy for another person to see their success and not like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that it's so great. It's so great. We have a lot of people that really do support us in all that, and I'm looking for that guidance, like Nick. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I just wanted to say thanks, to everybody who's watching and listening and who's been there to support us.
No, yeah, definitely. I kind of wanted to say something about that to everybody that went and subscribed and
yes,
it went and actually. I mean, even if you didn't watch it and you just hit the thumbs up, you know what I mean? Man, that's enough for me, But it's just how it is, It's how, I mean, it says it right there on the algorithm, Like people, they won't look at things for more than 3 seconds.
Yeah. That was funny what you were saying.
And like I said, if you guys just went there to hit the thumbs up button, hey, much love and respect.
It works for us.
If you just hit the subscribe and don't even look at anything, that's cool too. That's, much love. I know I'm guilty of that. I do it sometimes, man, but
he does it to me too. Okay, don't get.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, like, yeah. You want me to lie or be your friend?
Oh, shoot. Okay, well, there was another thing that I wanted to talk about. We want to talk about your bulking phase. Somebody was asking about macros. So they had a comment in the comments in the last episode, and they were wanting to know about macros and how. So, if you want to talk about your bulking, and then I can kind of break down how the macros work and whatnot. Yeah.
My bulking, I'm at.
It's kind of plan.
I thought I was at 300 grams of protein, but I'm like at 280 something, right?
Yeah, I can pull it up for you if you like. I got the breakdown, your protein, your carbs, your fats, your saturated fats.
So the last when I came off of my bulk, when I met you,
mm-hmm.
I had myself at when I had that, how can I say, that episode in my life where I had to part ways with a certain person.
Uh-huh.
What you call it? I believe I was with Guerrero still, or a little bit before that.
Yeah.
Or a little bit before that. But I want to say I was at 300 grams of carbs with him, if I'm not mistaken. But with all that happened, the whole episode, I didn't get back on the team. So I was winging it. Mind you, I already did the elite coaching, but I didn't go through with the whole process. So I didn't understand the macros completely. I was just going off of people that had the people on the team that had my same body type.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I would go off of that, watching their bulk and seeing how he moved them up, and I would move myself up that way.
Mm-hmm.
So gradually I was bumping my carbs and protein up all the way till I got to 250 grams of protein, 800 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat. That's when I came off of my bulk. So gradually, before I met you, I was taking it up. And I went all the way up to the 800 grams of carbs, and my 6-pack was still showing.
I remember hearing that, and I was like, wait, how much are you eating? Yeah, what?
Yeah, I blew her away. She was like, what? All those calories? I was like at 5,000 calories or something almost, right?
No, babe, I think it was like 6, maybe even 8. No, it wasn't 8.5. I don't know, but it was some number where I was like, huh?
Yeah.
What? You must be like working out for like
I was working
like
out
a full-time job.
I was working out and walking.
Yeah.
I was walking for 45 minutes to maybe an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. I'd go like on a really fast incline walk on the treadmill. And then I was working out like I'd push it, so I can, make sure that I was burning the calories that I needed.
That's right.
And then what? And then I came off. Then and then we went to my cut with you, and dude, I was at how many grams of protein on the cut? So right now I'm at 284 grams of protein.
Yep.
I
Here,
think so.
I am going to pull this up as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so just to clarify, after I told you about the whole I was winging it because I did the elite coaching, but I still didn't understand the macros. I didn't finish it. I didn't finish the elite coaching. And so I went off of this tip that I heard, as I started my coaching. Somebody was with the same dimensions as me. And Guerrero had mentioned, we'll just give him your macros, the macros I gave you. So right then and there, light bulb immediately went off in my head when I needed to wing it, when I didn't understand the macros completely. So that's what I did. I was going off of people's dimensions that were similar to mine, and I went with their macros on their bulking phase.
Okay.
And gradually took myself up to 800 grams of carbs, 250 grams of protein, 70 grams of fat. That's when I came off. And then that's when I didn't understand the macros, right? And you filled in the gaps for me.
Yeah.
And now I totally understand the macros like the back of my hand. And yeah.
And yeah, no, it's crazy because like you learn something, but what I realize is that like you don't really know how much you know, or it doesn't really stick unless you're actually teaching it to somebody. So like me being able to sit down with you, and like I did this for a lot of women in there. Like I like they came to me and asked like, how many calories should I be eating? What are my macros? Da, da, da. And I would give it to them. Not that they would all follow through, but they never asked for like the formula. They never asked why. And me, I'm like, I need to know
or
why.
How did you get that?
How, why? Yeah, like I need to know how it all works. Why? Because I need to know.
See, I didn't know any better. I didn't ask these questions. I wasn't exactly
you were
in the front of the class. You know what I mean? Like, I was like that dude making the paper airplane.
Yeah, but yeah, like being able to show somebody who was actually interested in learning it helps me too when I show. So, anyways, those little gaps. Where was I going with this? With all of your numbers, and you were doing your own like self experimentation and your trial and error, and you were playing with your own numbers. Just keep in mind, you guys, that like yes, you can have like that general idea, I guess, like the way you're doing it worked out for you. Yeah. But everybody's numbers is going to be different.
Right. No, I'm very fortunate that worked out for me. Because even Guerrero told me, he was like, dude, your body responded to that well. And I told him what I did. I told him that I was just going off of people. Because after, mind you, when I had that episode with, where I split from, uh, we kind of, due to certain circumstances, we kind of just like, we weren't in like complete contact. It wasn't the same. And we straightened all that out. And then when I went back to go work out with him after I don't know how many months, and I told him what I did, he was like, dude, he's all like, he was like surprised. He was like, like, dude, your body responded to that well, and I'm glad that you brought that up because, like I said, it's very fortunate that I got away with that because that does not happen for everybody, especially if you're not working out and
and you're just eating, you're just winging it. Yeah. And this is why macros are so important. I just wanted to stress that, like, a lot of people who just wing it, and guess, I think that maybe you just done it for so long that you were able to, well, okay, let me just admit that I don't count my macros religiously like I did. And I brought my books here to show you guys that, like, what I used to do. I did the whole trial and error thing, and I wrote every freaking thing down. Like, well, I even have my stats here. How many inches I was on what day, what I weighed and whatnot. But like, I religiously wrote down all of my meals, my times, and I counted all of my macros here in prison. Okay, by hand. I did all of the math for all of that. But I did it for so long that, like, I was able to then intuitively eat. And so I already knew off the top. I know my macros for a boiled egg off the top. I don't have to look, I don't have to log, I don't have to whatever, because I've done it for so long. So macros are important when you're starting out because a lot of people underestimate the amount of protein that they're getting, and they overestimate, a lot of things. So a lot of people.
No, it's like me. Like there was times where when I was working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, I couldn't do all that. I couldn't make my meals. I couldn't you know there were sometimes I couldn't track my meals or cook. I had to buy everything. Like I had to go to Jack in the Box and get teriyaki bowls with no sauce. And I'd get like 5 of them things because I have to go work up in the mountains, and there's no stores up there.
Yeah. Yeah, but you knew at that point, right? Like
I already knew though. Like I had it all up here. Like
yeah. So I think of
after so long, you memorize what you need to eat.
Yeah, it's not like a forever thing, but I will say that it's very important when you're going on a cut. When you are cutting, you really do have to track when you are like trying to get dialed in precision, like the results, like this man right here and his statue Batman abs.
The marble statue I call my body. No, that's right.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes, to get your precise, refined results, yes, you do have to count just for that time period.
Oh yeah, to get to the point that
And mind you, like, thank you for your post, by the way. Thank you for you mentioning that a 5 foot little girl.
5 foot, not 5'3".
Yeah, I'm 5 feet. Okay, 115 pounds, but I might not look it, but I can get you where you want to go. And I got to a point where I was like, man, I really did want to be like sculpted and like, but I'm just not. I don't really care for that for myself anyway, aesthetically. Like I'm comfortable where I'm at. But for somebody who wants that look and is really going for that physique, whatever, you have to be very
Oh, you gotta be precise. You gotta be on that number. Like to get my abs the way I got them right now. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you gotta be at the number. Otherwise, your skin is not gonna be tied up on the abs. It's not. If you want the skin tied up on the abs, yeah, you gotta be on the numbers. Yeah, you can't just be winging it like I did when I was bulking. That's different. Bulking's like, I don't care. I mean, I'll track. I'm gonna track them still, because you want to be careful. You're taking in a lot of calories. You don't want to take in too much fat because you're already gonna look. It's gonna that lean look's gonna go away with all the calories, and if you're taking in too much fat without knowing, you're really gonna get in a wreck. Yeah. So, yeah. Lock in, baby.
Lock in to win. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, guys. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Yeah. We got to go.
I gotta go work out. We gotta hit the gym. Yeah.
On to the next.
On to the next.
Thanks for watching, you guys. Hit like, subscribe, share.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Hype it up.
Hit the like and subscribe, share button now, right? Now we're doing it. Was episode 2? Jesus Christ, we're doing this. All right. All right, you guys. See you on the next one.
Yeah.